So, find the fun is something you'll hear a lot of game designers giving out as pretty common newbie advice. When you're working on a game, if you don't know what to do, chop out the stuff that isn't fun, keep the stuff that is fun. It sounds kind of basic, but like I get it because sometimes people just don't know what direction to go in, and easy direction to go. See what your playtesters are engaging with the most, and just do more of that. Is there stuff they're not engaging with? Toss it. Is there stuff they are engaging with? Even if it's not something that you thought to, like, that you intentionally put in the game, that's fine. Just, well, you found the fun now, so like keep going. And I get this. It's a good way of just kind of pushing people to do something, because a lot of times people get really stuck and just are kind of trying all sorts of different things, and the easiest thing in front of them is just like, well, what do people like about it? Do more of that. You don't have to get hung up on anything. So from that point of view, nice little simple bit of advice. But I think overall I don't think it's very useful, and I think it can lead you astray once you like really start thinking about this more. And again, I think it's this kind of advice mostly applies to when you are trying to sell lots and lots and lots of copies and you're just trying to make a good product that will sell. But when you tell people to find the fun, where are you pointing them? I'm not going to define fun because I don't think it's helpful. But let's imagine we've got two people and they have overlapping ideas of what fun means to them. But the overlap is like half of their interests, and then the other half of their interests are completely disconnected. So if you were trying to find the fun thing for these two people, you might go for that intersection. But then if you throw in a third person who doesn't intersect with that intersection, that's a small intersection, then you're not going to make it fun for them. Okay, so what if instead you make this fun circle of your game overlap everything that the players are interested in? Well, in that case, the what your game covers, both players find a good chunk of that not fun, not something they're interested in. There's a little bit that overlaps with both of them, but most of it doesn't. So again, you haven't really like found anything that's fun for them. I think this is the problem. Like, even if you can define fun in this like simple way where you can kind of chart it out, there is no one definition of fun. So I think this is the first problem. When you want to find the fun, then all you're really doing is pointing people at finding, well, in one case, this maximalist version of fun, something that everyone can enjoy. There's only so much you can do that will make everyone happy. If you're trying to get the intersection of every single Venn diagram, you either have to cover everything and make everyone just a little bit unhappy, but everyone's like kind of generally okay with it because they can find something, or you're going to be endlessly chasing every group trying to make them happy, and then are you just making 50 different games at this point? So yeah, what is the fun that we're finding is the first part. And then after that, do we even want to make it fun? Because in my first video, I mentioned there's a lot of games that are just not fun in the usual sense, and I think that's totally fine and great. I mean, horror games are the easy one. There aren't really many horror board games for other reasons, but horror video games I would never describe as fun, but like they're engaging and I enjoy them and I'll play them in bursts. And then according to Board Game Geek's rating system, fun is more, do I want to play this again? Which I think again like rules out a lot of one-off experiences that I would recommend to a lot of people. But I think there's something about the BGG rating of fun, the do I want to play it again kind of fun, in that it's if it's replayable, if I want to play it again, then I want to tell my friends about it and invite them over and get them to come over, and then maybe they'll buy the game. And really, it's again all just about how many people can I get hooked on this game, because I want them to play it over and over. If they're only playing my game over and over, then it's replayable and it's fun. One-off experiences are valuable. People read books once, never read it again. But board games have this weird thing where we need people to play them over and over again, and I don't even know if we want to be doing that all the time. Again, it like rules out a lot of experiences. A game I played recently that I think falls into this category is called Duck Duck Choose. It's by Zach Morris and Lunarpunk Games. And in that game, you are all ducks splitting up loot. It is fascinating because the way it works is each round you all vote who's going to get some of the loot, but it has to be unanimous. If you, as a group, don't agree who is getting all of the loot for this round, then it goes to the foul duck, which is a non-player duck. Because what you're trying to do in this game is get majorities of the different items on the cards, and if the foul duck gets the majorities, it will win and everyone else will lose. It's very easy for one player to hold everyone else hostage because you need a unanimous vote. And so if they want to be like, I'm not voting, you're all stuck and you're all going to lose, and you need to figure out how to make that person happy. Now, I played this game 3 times in a row at a convention, and I think everyone there agreed that they would probably never want to play it again, but also it was one of the best experiences, and we talked about it for ages, and it keeps coming up. Because this game just distilled this experience of dealing with someone holding you all hostage, and you could all get out of there. You could all win, but one person has decided, nah, they're gonna win. It expresses a situation in the real world very well and very concisely. Again, I don't know if I would call it fun, and I don't know if I would want to replay it again, especially not with like certain people. But I'm definitely going to recommend it to a lot of people, and I'm definitely going to talk about it. And I think as a bit of game design is genius. And so if we're doing this find the fun thing, that game wouldn't exist. No one's really going to be recommending it to tons of people, so it can't make tons of money. It makes people feel bad, which again is like not fun. So it's a difficult game to recommend and sell, but again, I loved it. It's great. And if we are only finding the fun, then that game doesn't exist. So we've done what even is the fun? Do we even want to make it fun? And then finally, why are we finding the fun? Why are we looking for something? Game design is about intent. If you're finding the fun, do you not know what you're trying to make? If you're just aiming at fun in this fuzzy general sense, then are you just pursuing, well, I want to get a lot of people engaged on this, however I can do that, I just want them engaged. Which again is valid, but that's a design style, and it's also more of a business thing than it is a game design as an art form or form of expression thing. It's like going on a hike and your friends are like, well, we're going to go to the top of this mountain and we're just going to keep going up. Whenever we see an upslope, we're going to go up the slope. You just wanted to go see the flowers in the meadow on the other side of this small hill over there. If you're just finding the fun, you're not really setting an intention for your design. But people have issues with playtesters giving design advice or design ideas, because then what happens is it turns into a design by committee. There's potentially tens of other people who are now all telling you what you should do with your game. And if you're finding the fun, you're going to see what they enjoyed about it and you're going to pull the game in their direction, which is going to pull it all over the place. So I don't think find the fun is useful game design advice. It's useful business advice in some contexts if people can ever actually figure out how to make lots of money off board games. But I don't think as a game design bit of advice, I don't think it's helpful. So I just think setting your intention for your game is a much more interesting way to go. That's more how I do it. You'll hear people talk about this in terms of the like, oh, are you theme first or mechanics first? And they're like, no, I'm experience first. I think this is kind of that, where what you're doing is you're focusing on your intent of what you want this game to do, what experience you want people to have, and then you're going to make the game do that. And it's totally possible that you will never make that work. And that's the nice thing about Find the Fun, actually. If your goal is to make a game, any game, Find the Fun is great, because you will make something. But some game ideas just won't be possible, potentially. Right? Some experiences you will never be able to figure out how to do. If you're not finding the fun and pivoting the game to something else, you're going to be stuck. But I think that's okay. I think I like trying for different experiences, seeing what works. A lot of time it doesn't, and then moving on. This is why I have lots of game designs going at the same time. And also, it's why I've been looking into different formats. So, back to Duck Duck Choose, that was done for Lunarpunk's Midnight Market, which was an online version of the indie markets. And so, again, just a couple copies, as straightforward as possible, and then shipped directly to people, not trying to go into stores or physical retail or anything like that. And so, again, it found its people and let them experience it that way. Something else I'm looking into is I've got a bunch of game ideas that I don't think are very replayable. They are more in the realm of little social experiment. Oh, look at this interesting thing. You've learned the lesson, move on. And so what I'm going to do with that one is use the format of just traditional deck of playing cards and a little book of games. That way, it's not much overhead for me. I just have to do the rules. The limitations are nice because I don't have to provide a bunch of components and it kind of constrains the design. It's also, if I'm doing some little experimental game, it's easier for people to kind of get into because a lot more people just know how a deck of cards works. So I think there's other ways of working around Find the Fun, and there are plenty of other ways you can make it work for yourself. That's all for this time. Thanks for watching. Okay, so that's actually not it. I was talking to a friend afterwards about this whole thing, and she basically said, oh, so is it more find the format versus find the fun? And I think that's correct. So maybe the takeaway here is instead of trying to squash your game to fit the definition of fun that everyone else is chasing after, try and figure out the best way you can support your game and what it's trying to do and what you want it to do. Okay, that's actually all for this time. See you next time.